This is the world's first dropper post that's powered by the motor. There's no battery on the post, no charging, and it's fully tied into the bike's integrated system. The motor, the dropper and the electronics all talk to each other, and it really shows how good e-bike integration is getting.
So this is the latest edition of Orbea's Rise, and it's the bike that I've been able to test a couple of times, which shares the frame with the last one that I tested, but now it has Orbea's latest version of their RS firmware.
As a recap on Orbea's RS system, it stands for Rider Synergy, which is basically their tuned version of the Shimano EP801 motor. It aims to feel more natural and efficient. It runs two profiles, one at around 60 Nm and then the RS Plus with a full 85 Nm, but it's limited to roughly 400 watts to help keep the range high. Orbea has moved from individual components to this connected system, so the motor, the dropper, the drivetrain and the system controller all talk to each other.
First of all, you never have to remember to charge a battery for the dropper post again. The stack height on it is really low because you don't have to have one of the big chunky battery units. This is very close to like a standard weight dropper post. So I've got 210 in here, but they go right up to 240. So there's three things for me. You don't have to ever charge it. There's much lower stack height and the weight is less, which is perfect for a lightweight build like this one, where 150 grams can make a difference when it all starts to add up when you look at all the different components. So we've got Shimano EP8 motor with Orbea's RS tune. I haven't ridden for such a long time Shimano kit because most bikes now are coming with SRAM. This has got Shimano XT, but electronically wired. Again, all connected in with Orbea's RS system. It's wirelessly shifting from the pod controller. One of the things that Shimano has in the XT range over an equivalent SRAM wireless is the weight. It's a little bit lighter as an overall system. Again, it's completely connected, so there's no extra batteries or anything that you need to charge. Wireless pod controller, very, very ergonomic controller. Just one other battery that goes in the remote that should last for quite a long time in comparison to like a regular little battery that you might need to charge down here. But all of this stuff is all interconnected, it's all talking to each other. It's getting the power from the main battery. It's got coast shifting, so you can shift while your pedals are level. It will shift for you automatically if you want it to, or you can manually trigger it to shift.
The new Orbea controller, or HMI as they call it, is super minimalist. There's no display on the bike, just this clean little unit with discrete LEDs that show your battery and what mode you're in. You can also switch between profiles straight from the bars, and if you hold the plus button down you get the Super Boost, which is a set duration of maximum output for using on steep punchy climbs.
So all of this stuff is cool integration that Orbea have done in partnership with Shimano, and it's really good to see. I mean, we've got e-bikes with massive batteries. Why have additional batteries on there? If everything can be connected together with the big main battery, you only need to charge one thing. It just really makes sense.
The system has two modes. There's a standard mode that works just like any other normal dropper post, and then there's the smart mode. The smart mode lets you set a custom midpoint. A double press will raise the post and it will lock into that midpoint that you've set, and a single press will release or lock the post, which is completely new for a dropper.
So right now I've got it in the second setting, which is like the smart setting, which has got a few different features to a regular dropper. So if I just press it once, it will release back to the top. But if I'm down and I press it twice, it will stop at this midpoint setting that I've set it at, which is pretty good. So you can pre-configure midpoints or specific heights in the app where you can tell it only go to that height when you double press it. So I'm going to show you how this thing actually looks when we take it out. It just looks like a standard dropper. It's got a little control wire there and a little actuator here, and this just plugs into one of the ports on the motor. But that is a really nice, neat, simple integration, and we can, on this bike, completely slam that dropper down with Orbea's, they call it like steep and deep. You can actually slam a 240 on this as well. I've tried it on the old one. So whilst this is a 210, I'd love to try a 240 electronic dropper that low stack height, low weight, all wired to the main battery. Never have to worry about charging again. So there is a bit of an audio kind of motor servo noise, which, yeah, is a little bit distracting. And maybe it's not quite as quick to engage or actuate as one of the SRAMs or the new Fox Neo. But they have some disadvantages too, like they're much heavier, they've got a much higher stack height, and they've got different batteries that you need to charge all the time, which you forget or you run out. It's really annoying. Believe it or not, it's the first time I've actually used the new Shimano Di2. Now, most bikes now are coming with SRAM, XO or GX, the wireless drivetrain. But I've been a fan of Shimano gears since I was a kid. I always bought Shimano. And it's been a shame that we've not seen them on many bikes, or many high-end bikes at least. But the new pod controller is very, very ergonomic, perhaps more so than like a SRAM one, because it feels a bit more traditional in where your fingers need to kind of go. I think it's a bit more ergonomic to press, and you still get a mechanical movement or throw that's not quite as much as like a traditional shifter, but it's not just like a button, like a switch. It actually feels like you're pressing something, which I really like. It's quite tactile. You don't have to really think about it too much. And I haven't got the full auto shift on, but I've got coast shifting on, which allows me to shift just while I'm cruising, and it will change gear. But it'll also change gear automatically if I set it to. Again, it's all wired into the main motor, the main battery, I should say. So there's no extra things to charge. In fact, the only thing you're going to need to charge on this, other than the main battery, of course, is the pod controller, the shifter. It takes the coin cells, which supposedly last quite a long time. So everything on here is integrated to that main battery, including the HMI, Orbea's really neat little all-in-one unit that does the speed, the modes that you're in, and it does the dropper as well. So no extra things to charge on there either.
So that's the new Orbea Rise with a motor-powered dropper, Shimano Di2 tied into the motor, and everything running off a single battery. The integration is getting really good now, and it feels like a proper step forward in how e-bikes work as a system. If you've got any questions about this setup or the tech, drop them down in the comments. Subscribe for more e-bike videos, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.